little break, and how often we don't take breaks throughout our day, and that's how the tension...
Yeah, the tension can go literally array. I mean,
it can rise within you.
It can
Whereas
rise,
if you
yeah.
stop and take a little break,
Take a few deep breaths.
feel a lot better, won't you?
Absolutely.
I find that's absolutely true.
Absolutely true, yes.
So listen to this week's episode of
Get Real with the English Sisters.
Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for all your support on our YouTube channel. You are subscribing to it. Please follow us on all the apps, wherever you're listening to. Click that follow or subscribe button because it really helps us grow.
Right, yeah. So, I mean, sometimes I forget to take a little break.
So do I. You're just doing, and you forget.
But it can be as easy as like just humming your favourite song in your head.
It can be.
You know, just literally just saying, okay, just 1 second, I'm going to get away from this situation, or walking outside if you're working. You can just actually move outside of that room and just say, look, it's just a little break. Just a little break.
So we're going to read you a story today from our book, Stress Free in 3 Minutes. And if you're driving, please just skip forward or turn the volume down quickly because it is slightly meditative or hypnotic.
Yes.
So let's start. It's called A Little Break. As you look out of your window today,
notice something you may not have noticed yesterday.
A twig, a leaf, or a passing cloud can all allow you to enter into a comfortable state of mind.
The right state of mind needed for you to take a little break.
Focus on what you have chosen to see
until your vision begins to blur just a little.
And then, if you wish, you can close your eyes
and become aware that it is in these little moments between moments that your mind grows and evolves,
allowing you to change the way you see many of the events
that have occurred or will occur in your life.
Because it's all about what you focus on.
No two people will ever see the same thing in the same way.
So why not enjoy what you can see in your very own
special way
today?
Take a lovely deep breath. And we can begin to focus on that idea that no two people will ever see the same thing.
I know, it's quite shocking really, isn't it? Because we all think we've got the same environment in front of us, but we haven't.
No. What I see, you may not see.
Yes.
And what I focus on, you may not focus on.
What I hear, you may not hear.
Exactly. Very, very, very common.
And what I smell, you may not smell.
Exactly. And we go on and on. But this is
all
so
our senses,
very,
all
very
our senses
true.
Are very individual to us.
Yes, they're very subjective. They are what we are focusing on in the moment. And when we have an overstressed brain, a lot of the time when we're just in survival mode, we may not be able to use our senses to the full. We may not be able to see the cherry tree in blossom, or notice the cloud that's got a particular shape, or smell the lovely smell of coffee or whatever we particularly like, because our brain is in that survival mode. And I think that's why little breaks are important.
They are so important. And I notice that when I'm particularly stressed, like if I enter a noisy place or with loud music, or just a lot of people chatting, or a lot of noise, like clatter of plates or whatever, I can feel very tense and stressed. Whereas if I just say to myself, if I just take a deep breath and say, okay, everything's fine, and then just relax, I can actually start enjoying myself. I mean, it's happened to us before when we've gone into restaurants or coffee shops.
And I think, God, this is far too loud.
No, or sometimes I can smell like a bleachy smell from the toilets or
Oh,
something, and
oh,
it really
yeah.
gets on my nerves.
Yeah.
But I notice that it's because I'm overstimulated. My senses are overworked.
Yeah, you're like
I'm on
looking for
survival
trouble.
mode
Yes,
kind of thing.
you're like in that adrenaline.
Yeah,
that
and then
kind
if I
of-
relax a bit and I say, okay, I'm just going to ignore it, I can just ignore everything. Because I
Yes.
look around me and I think, others aren't bothered by this.
Yes, that's the trick, isn't it? When you look around, you say everybody else seems to be talking normally and enjoying themselves. So perhaps it's something to do with me.
Yeah.
Nobody else is like covering their ears and thinking, oh, this is loud. They're just talking and laughing. And so what is it? It's me. So this is why it's so individual. What you can see and what you can hear and what you can feel is perceived by how your state of mind is in that particular moment. So if you walk into a room and you're calm inside, then
So
you'll
true.
be able to just focus on the good things, nice smells. And if you do smell something you don't particularly like what you said about the cleaning products or whatever it is, it just goes into second. It doesn't become prevalent in your mind, it doesn't become.
Well, it doesn't become like an earworm. You're thinking, no, I can't relax.
Yeah, I know, yeah. We've done
I
that
can't
before.
relax because of this. And
Yeah.
it's annoying because you think, I want to be able to have a nice lunch or whatever.
Yes. Very,
And then
very
you
common.
just settle down and then you think, okay, and then you suddenly forget about it. You start having a nice conversation, say, and then you forget about the smell.
So you begin to
You can
realize
delete
that
it.
our brains can delete so much of what we don't need or what we don't particularly want to focus on, and we can focus on other things that are the smiling faces around us. It's true, isn't it? You can focus on like everyone.
So absolutely true. And I notice it because when I see that everyone else is fine, I think, okay, it's me.
It's me.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's something going
I
on
mean,
with
it is true
me.
that we are more aware of everything because we're like more in the environment because we are therapists and hypnotherapists. So, but it is also true that I notice it particularly when I am stressed that it's worse.
Me too.
Or
Definitely.
feeling anxious.
Yeah, definitely. When I'm feeling anxious, everything around me, like, the noise. There's one particular coffee bar that we go to sometimes, and it's loud, and there's so many people there. It's like the clunking of the coffee, this massive clink clonk and noise and orders and that. And then when I just manage to calm down, like what you say, all kind of
Disappears.
smoothes out, and I can talk and I can interact with what I can actually do, what I have to do in that place, which I have to go to every now and again.
I notice it when I go. Sometimes
Because
I
it's-
think I can't hear myself talk or think because it's so noisy.
Yes, but then other
But
people
then
are not
everyone else
experiencing.
is just shouting and talking normally, but they have to shout obviously when
Yeah.
it's really loud. But
Yeah.
they're just fine
They're just fine. They're just in a different, just
because they're relaxed.
But yeah, that's exactly it. Because they're relaxed. So what we have to get to that place of relaxation. You can also do that for yourself. So like at home, if you're beginning to notice that a lot of things are irritating you, and that's when you need that little break. You need to have that small, tiny,
Mindful moment.
mindful, I was thinking, meditative, but it's not really. It's just a mindful second, really, a moment when you just notice something like what we said in our story that you didn't see yesterday. Looking out of a window and noticing something forces you to focus on a particular detail that will bring your attention to something that's not what's actually going on around you, and it will force you to go inside into a calmer place.
Absolutely. I mean, I think we all have to do it even more now because especially when we're on our own, we haven't really got those mindful moments anymore because, I mean, I saw a post on Instagram saying, imagine it's 1994 and you've got no scrolling, no phones, or 1984, I can't remember, but no phones, no scrolling. What would you do in this moment?
Gosh, yes.
And you'd probably be looking out the window, or like what we used to do when we were waiting for bus. You just look into thin air,
You're just
wouldn't you?
looking around you.
And you
yeah.
just let your mind wander.
Or you've got a book with you,
Well,
or
not
you're
at
just...
the bus stop. You wouldn't have a book. It's very
Well,
rare.
if there's a chair, if there's a bench, you know, if
There's
you...
no benches.
Yes, there are. There are benches sometimes.
Yeah,
They've
but
got
they're
those...
full. People are busy.
Yeah, you're right. They're full. They were most of the
It's
time.
not
They
ben-
were full.
It's not a bus stop in the country.
Well, no. I mean, I remember where you used to live in the university around that area, but Bristol, there were loads of
Nobody
empty...
would read. You just wait for the bus. I don't think on trains and things you'd read.
Right. Okay.
But I would just see people at the bus stop. They would just be looking around or chatting to someone next to them and just like idle. Their mind would be idle. They'd just be
Just like, yeah, you wouldn't have all this constant distraction.
exactly.
You would just be able to really just look up. And I do remember many moments like that in our childhood. We were lucky, you know,
Yeah.
when I just remember walking and to school
mean,
and
it was
noticing
really
the trees.
boring.
Boring, yes, but sometimes I think our mind needs
I
that kind
do
of
think
boredom.
it needs a boredom.
We've often said it's actually healthy
Yeah.
to experience moments of not doing, of not seeing, just not doing anything. And experiencing that boredom. Do you remember when our children were younger, they would say, Mum, I'm bored. We would always say, well, that's okay, you know, good. You can find something you want to do, or just be bored for a bit. That's
Yeah,
fine. And then the
because
next
the
minute they'll be
creativity would
outside.
come.
Yeah, building something, or off in the garden looking for... They would do something. They would be up to all sorts, but that would be fine. That would be
they
fine.
would be up to all sorts of little adventures that kids need.
Yeah, exactly.
And we as adults, we need it too.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say. It's not just the kids, is it?
No.
It's us as well. We need moments of boredom.
No, that's why I'm enjoying golf so much now, because between one shot and another, you're walking and you're in nature, and you don't have your phone, and
You're right. Yeah, you don't have your phone.
You're just calm, and you've got time to look at the trees or look at the whatever it is around you. You don't have the constant distraction in your mind.
Your mind is just focused on, you know, getting to the next hole.
Yeah,
and enjoying that.
and
Yeah.
enjoying the in between moments.
Very true. Very true. Yeah. Well, I'm just learning now, so it's all a bit overwhelming.
Well, at
but
first it's difficult.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult. I still did
But
see
you do
all the
appreciate
beautiful
the nature,
cherry
don't you?
blossoms out now. And I saw loads of daisies on the grass. I thought they looked like little snow petals. It was very beautiful. It's a very beautiful experience.
Yeah, it's very meditative, I think.
Meditative, not for me at the moment, because I'm focused on, you know, which is the golf club, yeah. I was thinking, what's it called? Stick, which I'm very big in at, yeah, which is the club, and that's the hybrid and all these names and everything. Goodness me. So it's a whole
new learning curve for your brain, isn't
yeah, just learning how to move my body.
it? Yeah.
Just, you know, shoulder down and this and that, and how to hold the club. It's new, but I also know that learning something new at any age is really good.
Well, it's amazing for your brain, isn't it? And for your mind.
Exactly. So I'm
And
pleased
body.
I'm doing it.
For
Yeah.
your body too, because you're learning all new movements.
New
You're
muscle
moving your
memory.
body,
Yeah. I'm hopefully
in different ways that you wouldn't normally do.
I'm looking forwards to just being able to do it like unconsciously, you know, just being able to get competent
That'd
at
be
it.
a long time. I mean, I've been doing it for 3 years now, and I still feel like a learner. But a lot of it has become unconscious
on,
competence.
like, you just hold the
you
golf
don't,
club,
yeah,
you
you
know,
don't have to
come
think of
on.
every single thing.
Yeah. At the beginning, you have to think of everything, and that is like a little break for your mind, though, away from your everyday woes and problems. Having to focus on something with such attention, I think that's
It
why.
takes your full focus, doesn't it?
Yes, that's why I think that learning something new is also good if you're feeling stressed, and it's a bit of a
Absolutely.
paradox because you
Yes.
think, no, I'm too busy to learn
I'm
something
too stressed
new.
to do that.
Exactly, yeah, I'm too stressed to do that. But then when you do it, you find that in an odd kind of way, it's relaxing.
It's weird, isn't
It's
it?
weird because it will actually take you away from your everyday things that your mind focuses on. Every day it's normally the same kind of things. And
Well, you've got the same worries and the same concerns going through your brain over and over again normally.
Normally, yes, you do.
If you're not living mindfully and in the moment, which most of us find very hard to do, and that's where
And even
Buddhist
we find it
monks,
hard to do.
We find it hard,
and
even though we know how
yes.
to do it. And we've learned how to do it. And we do always bring ourselves back in. Well, I do, don't you? Bring yourself back into the present, especially if you're worried about something. Because, I mean...
And it's often what you're concerned about or worried about. It's also something that's going to happen in the future. And you may be in a lovely place today. Yeah. You may be, comfortable and happy today, but you can't fully enjoy it, which is sad. Because you're concerned about a future thing.
That may not even happen in the end.
Or it may happen.
Or it may be different.
But it may be different to what you expected it. It may be better than... Normally it's better than what you expected it. It's not as bad. Sometimes
it's worse.
Sometimes it's worse, but what can you really do about it?
You can't do anything about it.
Exactly.
So do you want to lose today for something that might not happen or might be worse tomorrow? If you think about it logically, it's not logical.
It's not logical because you are losing a day in your life that will never ever come back.
Exactly.
And it may be called a Wednesday or a Monday, and just because the Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays keep on coming back, that particular Monday will never come back. Like today is a Monday. This will never, ever come back for us today.
No, it won't.
Never, ever again. And so you think, if you're mindful of that and you think, this is a day that will never return in my life. And
it's precious.
It's precious, yes. But at the same time, it's like, I don't want to think about that, because it's a big deal to think like that.
Well, do you know why it's a big deal? Because it makes you realise that we're mortal.
Yeah, exactly.
I like how you said
we're not immortal.
Such a big deal because if we stop to think about it, it also makes us think about our own mortality.
Yes.
And it makes us feel
frightened in a way.
Frightened, yes.
So we want to push that fear away.
Because we want to kind of feel that we're immortal and that every day is a new day. And yes, it is a new day, but there's only so many days that we have.
Exactly. So, and that all these Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays that keep on returning give us an illusion. Imagine if each day had a different name completely from the last. It wasn't the same repetition. One day was called, I don't know.
Say if it was called 1. The first day of your life is called 1.
Oh my God, that's creepy.
The second day is called 2.
Well,
the third day is called 3. But of course, I would see you and I would say I'm on day 4 and you would be on day...
I'd be on day 2 or 2 because I'm slightly younger than you just by like 1 year. But
and
I
would say I'm on day 2.
Yeah.
It's so creepy.
It's creepy, isn't it? It's not like, what day is it today? I mean, there would be no universality to it. It would be very complicated, but each one of us would know
would live our own path.
That day 1 or day 2, whatever, it'd probably be day like 60, whatever day is, would never ever return.
Well, we could have Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but we could have our own personal calendar where it's day 1, day 2, whereas the illusion of years... Not so much years. It's the weekdays that have the same name. I think that gives us a kind of a weird illusion. It does,
because the time when the new year comes and the end of the year approaches, we all have this like slight nostalgia, slight and excitement for the new year, but also we realize a year has passed, like what happens with our birthdays. Whereas when it's just the dredging, the daily Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that kind of fools us slightly, even though there is a number, so it's the 9th, it's the 10th. There is a kind of an illusion that appears there.
Because
it's
the
blurry.
Month starts again, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3 again.
Exactly. The month starts again. It's a Monday, it's a Tuesday again, it's a Wednesday, and that kind of does bring that full sense of immortality, a bit like what you were saying, yeah. And the reasoning is that we are mortal, and we do have a time length, a certain time that we know will end one day. We don't want to think about
We
that.
don't
but
want
I
to
think
think about it. Nobody does want to think about it. It's like too overwhelming to think about it.
it is far too overwhelming for us. But
That's
if
why we
kind of,
like to have familiarity in the everyday. So whether it's good familiarity, like if we're living really happily and beautifully, but also if we're really stressed out and anxious, but we're used to that thing, so we clench on to what we're used to.
that is an interesting point. It is so true.
We hold on to that.
We hold on to whatever is our comfort zone. And if our comfort zone is stress and panic every day and blah, 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 unfortunately, we'll hold on to that too, because that is what is familiar. That is what our brain knows. And that is what, in a strange way, can provide us comfort. That's why so many people, when they're in abusive relationships, will stick to that.
Yeah.
And not want to go on to the scary new thing, which is change. But you have to have that courage, and I think that sense of mortality within you to realize that you need to make that change.
Exactly.
You need to break. And only when you have that sense of mortality do you kind of think, hey, this is just
a wake-up call.
It's a wake-up call, yeah. It's like an emergency button that goes off within you. So I'm not saying that you need to have that every day, because it's lovely to
but I think
live in this strange illusion.
You do need to take little breaks throughout your day.
Yeah.
To make you realise who you are.
That this is a special day. You don't have to think of the... well, I mean, you can if that's helpful. A lot of people find it helpful to think that today is unique and it will never return.
Today.
You live fully today, and you think, I'm here today and I want to enjoy it fully. Yeah.
Yeah, and even if you've got something nasty to do that day, but you think the day is long and it extends the day, and I'm going to have a little break where I have a nice thing I'm thinking about and a nice thing.
We've always said that, I realised that, when our parents were ill, I've always thought, even if we have to take our father, he was doing chemo at the time, we have to take him to chemo, let's do something that's, even on the way there, was something that would give us a little bit of joy, and him, all of us, some joy. So one thing that would not be just that and return. So we would stop for a cappuccino, our favourite coffee bar. I mean, that's not much.
But it's enough.
Exactly. It was that tiny little thing that would make not just the final, because you think... And also when we realised that, there was no point crying before the actual event, because we were grieving so much when we first learned about our father's diagnosis, that it kind of, in the end, it took a while, didn't it, for him to actually pass away. And I realised it as well. And I thought... It took
like 4 years, and we were thinking, we have young children and we're like wasting this time.
Yes, we're like crying now.
We're crying now, and because he was ill, but it's like almost like wasted, because we're wasting these beautiful years with our children as well, where we could be having so much joy.
Exactly.
But we were so sad.
We were so sad, yeah, because we were quite young at the time, and it was sad. However...
It's also because we didn't have the resources that we have now. That's why we started studying all about hypnosis and neuro-linguistic programming and therapy. And we started
you're absolutely
understanding
right.
how our mind worked and how we could compartmentalize and still be able to have fun, even though something in the background was bad.
Yeah, exactly, yes.
Because it's difficult. Because
and that's a great skill.
Because life is never, normally for most of us, it's never perfect. It's never everything going right.
You can have one day when it's just like all perfection, the sun is shining and everything seems to be going fine. But then there's always going to be those ups and downs, because that's just life. That's just humans living their life, and that's a lovely part of it as well. So being able to understand that, I think, really did change how
Put it
we
into
lived our
perspective.
final.
Put it into perspective.
Yeah, we were able to, yes, of course, when you first hear about a diagnosis and a serious one, it's terrifying and it's scary, and you grieve and you give yourself the time to grieve. But then you have to live on. You live on and enjoy your life. And I remember just saying that to you as well. I remember saying we have to enjoy our lives too. These are our days going by,
and our children's days,
and our
husbands' days,
and they see us always crying and just listening in. Oh no, the next nasty thing that's going on, and it's just. It's overwhelming, but at the same time, it was a great lesson and a great feedback that we learned for our future lives. Because then when our mother passed as well, we learned that. We knew that. And I remember thinking, okay, I will grieve deeply when the moment arrives. When
No, I'm thinking we didn't. I mean, we kind of grieved because she had a series of strokes and she was like, there but not there, but we kind of grieved along the way. But I always remember because our mum wanted us to go on holiday when she passed.
She did.
So we went on holiday and we had a jolly good time.
We did have a jolly good time
in her honour.
Yes, we did. She said, "I want it to be a party.
Yes,
I want you to have a fiesta, to enjoy yourselves, to laugh, and she really did."
She set
said
us
that
up for
so much ever since we were little. She would always
I think
say,
because she was always afraid she might die. That's why. Because she had us when she was older.
Oh yeah, she had me when she was 42 years old, and
through
now
menopause. And so with menopause, when you can't have like HRT or anything.
Yeah,
I think she
experienced
felt
anxiety.
as if she was anxious and she felt like she might die.
Probably,
and so she always used to say, never, I don't want you to think of me like that. I always want you to have happy memories. I always want you to go on holiday when I die.
Yeah, always this go on holiday thing. And I thought, oh, what? It didn't really click when you're little. You think, go on holiday. That's weird, But then when she did die, oh my goodness, we went on holiday. We caught the chance.
Hypnotic suggestion.
Yeah, and we just said, no, we have to go on holiday.
Yeah. We went to Barbados.
We did, and we was just so
elated.
Yeah, we were all so happy. Our husbands were thinking, why are you so happy? I mean, you literally just buried your mother.
I know.
And then I remember thinking, of course, we've had this suggestion, almost like a hypnotic suggestion by our mother ever since we were like 10. You will enjoy yourselves. You will go on a holiday. I mean, come on. We were like we arrived. We just said, no, we have to go on a holiday. Mum left us a certain amount of money. Wasn't much, but it was enough. And we went off. We used that money to fly to a beautiful place. And we had a wonderful time.
We did.
And it was amazing. But this coming back to those little breaks that we all need, I think they are an essential part of our everyday. And I think if we can manage to do that and think perhaps about a little bit about our mortality and also just about enjoying the moment and noticing something that we particularly enjoy, and it can become a natural part of how you are. You can just do this without even realizing you're doing it. I just do it naturally every day.
Yes.
I might just a moment before I wake up thinking, God, I love this cushion, oh, it's so soft, and I realize I am experiencing things in a particularly intense way, and that is bringing me back to the moment, to the now. Yes, and you can learn to do that too.
You can. So we'd love it if you can message us or write us a comment on YouTube, or message us on your favorite app, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to the podcast. We'd love hearing from you. And let us know if you're taking more little breaks throughout your day.
We certainly hope so.
We certainly hope
because they're very useful.
Lots of love and smiles from the
English Sisters. Bye.